Analyze.
What is going on, everybody? This is BroncoJuggalo.
And Bill.
And today we're coming to you with a movie that teaches you two very important lessons. Lesson number one, don't ever drink or put anything in your body that looks like it came off fucking Reanimator.
Glowing.
And green. And lesson number two, it's not about what you got, it's about how you hold it.
That is very true. There is a third lesson we can take from this movie, though, too. Don't test this shit on yourself if you're the one developing it.
Guys, today we are doing the 1993 film Body Melt. Now, they say this is one of the last of the Ozploitation films. I'm not too sure on that because I don't know a lot about the Ozploitation era.
Okay.
But whatever.
Yeah.
This movie is chock full of 90s Australian goodness. That's definitely for sure.
Oh, God, yes.
It's weird and wacky as hell.
It is kind of, I don't know, this is kind of just bizarre. It just never lets up on the weirdness. I actually enjoyed this film a lot more than he did.
Yeah, it's not really my type of film, honestly. But, it's a good movie, and I did enjoy the film. It's just not really my type of film.
And hey, I saw this film back when I was a little kid for the first time. Back then, I didn't like it as much as I do now. But I think it's because of the bizarreness of the film. When you're a little kid, you're just going, what the hell is going on? But when I watched it again, I had much more appreciation for this film because I was older, more mature. I could understand a little better what the hell was going on, but with a movie like this, you really can't understand what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, I didn't watch this as a kid, and I spent most of the movie going, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I get what's going on, but why?
But to me, it was a what the fuck in a good way.
It's a good movie. It's a fun movie. Wasn't really to my taste, but it's a fun movie. That doesn't make it a bad film.
Hey, we don't agree on everything.
And like I said, I did still enjoy it for the most part. I'm just really not into gross out horror. Even though I did enjoy the effects were good. They good, but
yeah,
that's just not like melting body parts, things like that. Really isn't my thing. I'm more into like people getting chopped up and murdered and mutilated. That's kind of that.
To each their own.
This movie, also known as Body Trash, is to me a whacked out example of Ozploitation turned on its ear.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It could be a good thing. Guys, I'd say we get into pros and cons. Why don't you go ahead and start first with cons?
Alright. I only really have one con for this film, and I've already mentioned this. Why the fuck, if you're developing this drug, would you use it on yourself? I understand them having their guinea pigs, their human guinea pigs, but why would you have yourself be that way as well?
Right.
As a human guinea pig. That's the only thing. This doesn't make any sense. Why would you do this to yourself? That's the only con I have, is why were they taking this fucking drug themselves?
There's always an idiot in the bunch.
Yeah, but we had several. We had the two muscle-bound people, and oh god, the first time that one talked, I couldn't believe how his voice was.
Yes, it just didn't sound like it came out of a guy his size.
Yeah, because
he sounded like a little kid voice.
Yeah, he did. He sounded like a child.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? But yeah, and then the main evil lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was taking the shit too. Why?
Yeah, who knows?
What do you got?
I really only had one con as well, and to me, that's what I call the wrong turn family. I didn't see the point of them to be in the movie. I just didn't get it. And then they tried to explain it, and I was just like, okay, but we really didn't need them. We could have just stuck to the people on the cul-de-sac and it would have been fine. You know, I mean,
It didn't bother me.
were they trying to say that every country has its rednecks and its weirdo fucking hillbillies that are fucking?
I think every country does.
I mean, if we want to see Australian rednecks, we can watch, Wolf Creek. You know.
Okay. It didn't bother me. This did not bother me.
I just didn't like them.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go off this because this is actually a pro of mine. The fucking Outback boonies. I actually like this because they're just over the fucking top. These two kids go there trying to get a windshield and they're lost on their way to the resort and they meet the hillbillies of the Outback. And I actually enjoyed these characters. I thought they were just funny and over the top. You know, like one of them takes a rock and hits a kangaroo in the head with it. And then they go and start gutting it.
That actually leads me into a pro too. It's not the pro I wanted to talk about.
Okay, but go
But
for
the
it.
kangaroo was a pro for me. It was a stuffed kangaroo. It looked like a stuffed kangaroo
It did.
from afar and up close. And I thought that was funny. I was like, okay, that's funny. Put a stuffed kangaroo in there. Now, I know they couldn't use a real one, but I'm sure they could have came up with something, the filmmakers, that make it look more realistic. But it literally did. It was a stuffed kangaroo, like a kid's toy. It was literally like a little kid's stuffed animal.
It looked like that,
And
yes.
it really was. You could tell it was from far, and you could tell it was from close. And I just thought that was funny. Well, not the pro I wanted to start with, but it's definitely one I can talk about here.
Yeah, go off with it, you know. All right, my next pro for this film is I just love how bizarre this film is. It's like from start to finish. I know you didn't like it as much because of this, but
that actually was one of my pros, the fact that it's wacky.
it's just
wacky.
bizarre from start to finish. Just be fucking czar.
I like wacky films. I just didn't like. I don't know. I don't think that the script was incredibly very well written, and I don't think it was incredibly well acted. But somewhat, it was okay. I mean,
Whatever. What you got next?
so even though it's not my type of gore effects, I did think the gore effects were done really well, and they
The
looked
practical
really
effects.
good. I like the makeup effects on the people.
Yes.
When the one guy, the record producer, whatever he is, he's daydreaming, he's hallucinating, and he's seeing this fucked up, disfigured woman, and then she's pretty, and then she's not again.
Yeah.
The makeup effects on that looked really good. The makeup effects even on the hillbillies looked pretty decent.
Oh yeah.
It just
This is a pro of mine
like
as
I
well.
said, it's not my type of gore, but it looked good. So they did a really great job there.
Okay. And like I said, this is a pro of mine as well. I do love the practical effects in this film. I know not your taste, but of how they used it.
Still appreciate it.
Yeah, not your taste of how they used it, but it's done very, very fucking well.
Right.
All right. My next pro for this film, I like the music of this film. I
didn't get into the whole techno bop power.
It reminded me of really like old school video game music.
Yeah,
That's kind of what it reminded me of. And that's why I liked it, especially with that older technology that they were using. And a lot of times they would play a lot of that music while they were using like an old ass computer or something, old ass software. And it fit. I thought it fit.
Yeah, seeing
really well.
on the computer program when it's showing the houses on the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
Reminded me of the computer program in Jurassic Park. When the little kid has to get in and find out which one has the locks and which one has the power and the lights and all that. Or the girl or whatever, she's all trying to do the fucking...
Yes, like really
like the way
old
it's laid
school.
out and all that. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, the first Jurassic Park video game for computer was like that too. That was part of... I think they kind of used that... It was like product placement.
I think so too, and the Nintendo 64 version.
Was 64 out then? This was
No,
1995.
no, not
No.
64.
64 was not.
Super Nintendo. It was the Super Nintendo. It was a Super Nintendo version. It was like that too.
Yep. So one thing I thought was funny that kind of reminded me of the Thingy was the roaming placenta.
Yeah. The one that crawled down the father's throat.
A woman is giving birth and she's been on this drug and she doesn't realize it. Well, she drops what she thinks is the baby, but it's not. It's the placenta. I don't know even what happens to the baby.
I don't know either.
The thing was alive and it was like a fucking face hugger type thing and it fucking went down dude's throat.
Yeah.
It was fucking weird. It just was funny though. It was so funny. The effects were comical and I thought that was, you know, they looked really good and they were done well and it was comical. So that was the most fun I had with it.
Okay.
This isn't my type of film, but I still enjoyed it for what it was. You know, I just, I don't know if it's one I would put out. I don't know if it's one that I'm going to be rewatching on a yearly basis. I got to be in a pretty specific mood to watch this
for this type of film for you. Okay, okay. Like I said, to each their own. But I did find this movie more enjoyable. I love this film. I'm sorry, I do.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah. And you're allowed to. Well, I need to apologize for that.
Like I said, we're not going to agree on every film.
Yep. You can always feel free to like whatever you want here. I'll never bash you for liking what you like. I may tell you that but I won't bash you for liking it.
No, if you like it, you like it.
Now, if you're my friend, I'm going to tell you you're nuts. That's just how it goes. I mean,
yeah.
So, well, guys, that's it for us today on Body Melt. Overall, an enjoyable film. He really loves the film, so he definitely recommends it.
Yes, I
definitely recommend it. For me, if you're into this kind of stuff, you'll love the movie. This is BroncoJuggalo saying peace.
And Bill saying good night and don't touch the glowing green stuff.